Hey guys, and welcome to the Working Money Channel. Breaking news, the BRICS nations have announced new members as such. I know there have been rumors about who is going to be joining the BRICS nations, but we're rounding up the summit here. I believe today is the last day. Argentina, Egypt, Ethiopia, Iran, Saudi Arabia, and the United Arab Emirates are now confirmed BRICS members. Notice here on this list these oil-rich countries, namely the UAE, Saudi Arabia, and Iran. This is going to play a huge role in oil exports. And considering the old standard was using the US dollar, the petrodollar, as that form of exchange, this is going to really shake it up, guys. I'm not going to lie to you. This is really shaking it up. Dr. Suhail here also saying, wow, that is 90% of oil-rich countries in BRICS. The dollar is dead. And La Crypto Lycus saying, sadly, it is what it is. So this is now how the game has changed. I'm sure that the countries were strategic about who they were going to be choosing for recent membership. Anyway, this one coming from World Statistics. Wanted to thank that organization there just for posting that. Michael Branch bringing this to our attention with regards to Ripple partner SBI and their partnership with B2C2. SBI owned B2C2I's European expansion with acquisition of rival trading firm Wharton. So, London-based liquidity provider B2C2 has acquired French market-making firm Wharton in a deal that grants B2C2 access to Wharton's regulatory licenses. This is big news because the regulatory licenses are essentially the key to opening up the gateway to regulation, right? So this allows them, for example, to operate in the European Union. According to a press release, B2C2 can now offer its services to the European Union's institutional sector via Wharton's PSAN, or Prestataires de Services sur Actifs Numériques, license, which is regulated by the AMF, or the Autorité des Marchés Financiers. All right. Working out my French. Okay, like us, the Wharton team has a TradeFi background, but with the same crypto and digital assets laser focus. Together, we are a combination of highly complementary businesses that deliver multi-asset breadth and depth to clients in the EU market. So it looks as though this is a strategic move, obviously, to get the licenses. Specifically, Wharton will combine its client base and over-the-counter services with B2C2 to increase overall crypto market liquidity. So that's some more good news there. Market liquidity for cryptocurrencies in a regulated market because of these licenses is what's going to help foster healthy crypto markets in this next bull run. It's looking as though a lot of these companies are really gearing up for institutional money to come into the space come 2024, 2025. This morning I did a video. Raoul Pal did make a comment that the crypto market could hit $10 trillion in this next bull run. And if you guys didn't catch that, I will link it up here in the top right-hand corner. Essentially, though, what he was saying was institutional money does have to come in for that to be a reality. And we're seeing the groundwork being laid here with these companies specifically. Just happen to be Ripple-enabled companies, but I'm sure a lot of these FIs are doing similar things behind the scene. Anyway, wanted to thank Michael for posting that. This one here, guys, posted by the Wrath of Kahneman, another Ripple partner, Neum, has partnered with Cambio in Brazil. And they're partnering up to launch real-time payment rails to help Brazilian businesses transfer funds to major markets. So Ripple partner Neum, now partnering with Cambio, they want to use Neum's global payout infrastructure to aid businesses in making payments from Brazil to other countries such as China, Hong Kong, the US, and the UK. So notice that using Ripple-enabled Neum for those particular rails, they obviously can see the potential for more efficiencies there. The company's officials have stated that the first product they will integrate and build new businesses with Neum will be white label platforms for SMEs. Through this partnership, the two companies want to accelerate the rate of transfers while providing transparency, traceability, and automated compliance. So everything that can be logged on a blockchain like the XRP ledger. As in Brazil, traditional banks and financial institutions tend to not cater to SMEs. Fintech innovation has grown in the last decade. So just giving some stats on that. Notice down here, as per Neum's representative, as Brazil importers do business with exporters from Asia represents the largest business sector at the moment, the integration of their services will improve transactions while also making them more affordable. Leveraging XRP for liquidity, transferring funds in 3 to 4 seconds. Sounds about right. They talk a little down here about Brazil's payment rails and more info on Neum, but I think it's fairly clear why this company wants to partner with a Ripple-enabled company like Neum. Again, guys, it's the efficiency. It's, these companies realizing, okay, for us to be viable and relatable in 2023, we do have to step up. We do have to play the game that the big guys are playing. And, if we can partner with another company that is already leveraging RippleNet, well, we now are playing on that same level playing field as everyone else. And, the big banks dislike it, but it's not about the big banks anymore. This is about democratizing payments globally. And who knows how this is going to shake out? The powers that be obviously still likely have a plan in mind on how to control us, and central bank digital currencies are going to be part of that. Full transparency, they're going to be able to see, at least the theory is they want to be able to control, to see where people are spending their money. But I think they are likely sugarcoating it, at least for some of these companies, with, look, this technology is good. You can do things cheaper, quicker, more efficiently. And so, this is how they're getting these fintechs to jump on board. It looks as though it's a win-win for everybody. All I'm saying, I guess this is what I'm saying, guys, just be prudent. Make sure you do everything necessary to secure your wealth, because there are mumblings, rumors, that we're in the midst of a huge wealth transfer. The rich are just going to get richer, and the poor are going to stay slaves. So just be careful, guys. Keep your crypto safe. Diversify into other hard assets like gold and silver. I've always maintained that. Anyway, kind of getting a little off topic here. Wanted to thank the Wrath of Kahneman just for posting that. Ripple also came up with this new update. 91% of executives say their loyalty program should provide more rewards and benefits. Ripple now talking about loyalty points and how those can be provided on blockchain solutions, how crypto can evolve brand rewards and loyalty. So a brand new report here from Ripple, some of the headlines, how crypto can evolve brand rewards and loyalty rewards programs, current and future state, and then decentralized identities as NFTs as a loyalty profile. That is something, a new use case for NFTs, something that I think we're going to see a lot more of. In terms of NFTs, I know we've seen the JPEGs of the Bored Apes or whatever over the last couple of years, but that I think is the flash in the pan. That was the fad to kind of introduce NFTs. We're going to see NFT utility, I think, really ramp up in the coming years. This is why Ripple is really trying to promote the development of more NFT creations on the XRP ledger, or companies that can provide NFT solutions on the XRP ledger. So I'm not going to go over this entire document. It is quite lengthy. However, just kind of looking at some of the stats here, loyalty rewards program. So 70% of respondents indicated that digital distribution of their loyalty program improved customer loyalty. And 91% of the surveyed executives said their loyalty program should provide more rewards or benefits. So loyalty programs right now in their current state, they're clearly seeing that they could be improved. Here's the section on decentralized identities and NFTs. A decentralized identity, or a DID, is an identifier that is stored on chain, containing metadata that is linked to personal information which is securely stored off chain. If, for example, a customer wants to sign up for a new loyalty program today, they would be required to provide significant amount of information, blah, blah, blah. This information typically includes all the, your name, address, all that stuff. But with DID, or decentralized identity, using a concept called zero knowledge proofs, could come into play. A zero knowledge proof essentially works to confirm information to a third party without revealing what the information is. So they're just demonstrating some new ways to, for loyalty programs specifically. Here they're talking about stable coins don't need to be currency. So that's another thing too, right? You can have a point that is stable, that is tied to a certain fiat currency, but they don't necessarily need to be fiat currencies. They can be a stable coin tied, 2 to 1 to the US dollar, or 0.5 to 1 to the US dollar. It doesn't necessarily have to be a one-to-one thing. So some interesting concepts in this paper. I do suggest you guys give it a read. Conclusion here, for many companies, there's a discrepancy between how loyal they believe their customers are to their brand and how loyal those customers actually are in reality. In an increasingly digital, always-on world, it is more important than ever to provide customers with more value and better experiences. Companies that take advantage of the technologies afforded by crypto to evolve their traditional loyalties program may be able to provide their customers with better rewards, more opportunities, and a more seamless experience, resulting in higher customer retention and long-term loyalty. So really trying to focus on those big conglomerates that do offer rewards. Interesting, maybe we will see more of that occurring on the XRP ledger. Yesterday and the day before, I was talking to you about SEPA and European payments specifically, and the possibility of a lot of this running on Ripple. Now here's one, guys, from ISO 20022, Ripple and streamlining instant payments in Europe. as a payment source provider. So this is an older document here from a Ripple Insights report, SEPA in the Age of Real-Time Payments, again from 2016, discussing real-time payments and how they're becoming the new normal in Europe. So just more supporting evidence to what we were talking about a few days ago. If you guys didn't catch the video I did on SEPA, I will link it up here in the top right-hand corner. So real-time payments are no longer an aspiration, no longer a long-term plan in less than a year. They will be the new normal for 34 countries in Europe. Now, remember again, guys, this is from 2016. A lot has happened since then. Thanks to payment initiatives like SEPA, they have existed as an integrated payment initiative since 2008. The European community created it to ensure efficiency in a still cumbersome process of cross-border payments between European countries. And then by November of 2017, SEPA Credit Transfer, or SCT, must be ready for adoption as an instant payment scheme. Now, why this is interesting, guys, we were just talking about SEPA, and SCT was also mentioned here, courtesy of the ISO GOAT here on Twitter. Now, in the past, we've talked a little bit about Ripple's relationship to the TAS network or TAS group, how TAS network gateway improves banking transaction efficiency. So they note all the payment types. Okay, so the ISO 15022, the ISO 20022, they also mention SEPA and SCT, among others. Isolated systems, interfaces improve productivity and quality of upgrades and replacements necessary for compliance with new regulatory changes and emergent standards. And guys, they give the example here of Ripple. In fact, the only example they give here is Ripple, used in the European single shared Target 2 platform and reconfirmed for T2 Securities launch. So not only that, the ISO GOAT also brought this up. I don't know where this report is from, but it looks as though it is from another TAS group report, or maybe the same one. The first two are powered by Ripple, while the third is powered by XRP Digital Token. It's possible that TIPS will utilize some or all of these technologies to facilitate cheap international payments. The reason is that Ripple has partnered with the TAS group that has several important partnerships with banks in Europe. So again, just going back to this whole European integration, the EU running on RippleNet, Ripple's partnership, the acknowledgement of Ripple from the BIS, the IMF, the International Monetary Fund, and the European Central Bank, Christine Lagarde, Brad Garlinghouse, thick as thieves. Its latest version of the bank liquidity management platform is specifically designed to offer maximum interoperability with the TIPS payment standard. Banks can use TAS Group's bank liquidity management platform to seamlessly transition to the new TIPS payment protocol. So I would like to know where this was from. Unfortunately, there is no link here. Nevertheless, we do know TAS is partnered with Ripple. And the ISO GOAT just bringing, some older information that does connect to what we are seeing today, the SEPA payments that are going to be connected, SEPA Credit Transfer and SCT. All very interesting to note as we're moving into the future of modern payments. So wanted to thank ISO 20022, let's do it here, and the ISO GOAT on Twitter. But when it comes to the United States of America, let's not forget about the connection with Ken Kurson, Ripple, and former President Donald Trump, who recently did an interview on the X platform last night with Tucker. I don't know if you guys caught that. This one courtesy of Digital Asset Investor here on Twitter. Let me play you guys a little bit of this clip. I almost forgot about this. I did a video on it probably a couple of years ago now. I will try to find it and see if I can link it up here in the top right-hand corner for you. But just reminding us of this connection, guys. Listen to this.
I'm quite involved with cryptocurrency too. So that's its own form of collecting. I served on the board of a company called Ripple for 4 years. They're a rather large sort of innovator in the fintech business. So I'm an early adapter of cryptocurrency. I don't know if you could call that collecting the same way, because it's almost the opposite. I like the physical objects, but yeah, I do.
Through Jared, obviously you met President Trump, and I saw a picture with you and him. How well did you get to know him? And do you know anything, again, like the Giuliani question, is there anything about Donald Trump that that the public doesn't know that we would like to know?
Well, that's a harder one for a couple of reasons. Trump has been the most public person imaginable forever. So, but I don't know him as well as I know Rudy. But I knew Trump before he ran into politics. Trump interviewed me when he was considering running in 2012. He probably had heard about me through Jared, but it wasn't like a Jared arranged thing. It was independent of Jared. And I think, if he would have run in 2012, he probably would have hired me. But then once I came to the Observer, I started to know him a lot better.
And so who knows what can happen in 2024 if former President Donald Trump becomes president once again. The Ken Kurson connection, I mean, if he did hire him on for whatever reason, I think could provide XRP holders some goodwill. The hope that when cryptocurrency integration comes to pass, we will see XRP and Ripple being widely utilized in the United States. I mean, we're already moving there. We don't necessarily need Ken Kurson and Donald Trump to become prominent and critical to rolling that out. Nevertheless, I mean, it would just be the icing on the cake, would it not? Anyway, wanted to thank Digital Asset Buy, and again, I'll try to see if I can find the Ken Kurson video that I did a couple of years ago now. That was an interesting connection, gotta say, and, the fact that he's, doing podcasts again and talking about Ripple, being on the board of Ripple, also noting that he does have a connection with Donald Trump's son-in-law, Jared Kushner, and he's obviously met the former president as well. Anyway, wanted to thank Digital Asset Investor for posting that. Now, Crypto Eddie posted this, adding XRP to USD pairs on Coinbase Pro. Governance Index Committee has determined XRP trading volume and order book depth meets requisite criteria for re-inclusion to Coinbase XRP Liquid Index by today, August 24th. And here is the report. She posted a screen grab here just highlighting some important parts here. Programmatic sales to the public or employees of Ripple. So they have included it back on Coinbase, guys. Here's the announcement. Update to the constituents of BNC Liquid Index Series. Okay, as of the 22nd of August, BNC Index Governance Committee announced the following changes to the constituents of the BNC Liquid Index Series. This change will affect XRP Liquid Index or XRPLX as listed here. And you guys can see here the inclusion of Coinbase. So as we know, on July 13th, the U.S. District Judge of the Southern District of New York determined that Ripple's XRP tokens, when sold on exchanges or through algorithms, did not constitute investment contracts, and therefore, as a result, XRP does not immediately qualify as a security when it's being offered through programmatic sales to the public or distributed to employees of Ripple Labs. So it's good to go, guys. In light of recent developments, Coinbase has reinstated trading of XRP following a thorough review of liquid conditions on the Coinbase XRP to USD. The BNC Governance Index Committee has determined that the traded volume on the order book depth meets the requisite criteria for XRP's re-inclusion in the XRP Liquid Index or the XRPLX. And so that pair is going to be included today, Thursday, August 24th, 2023. XRP being reintroduced to the public in the United States, almost like a rebirth, isn't it? So more traders, more retail, and institution, because let's not forget, guys, this is Coinbase Pro. Now institutional traders are going to have access to XRP. The clarity, I think, too, is going to instill confidence in these traders. And with more on and off ramps, XRP could, in fact, be one of the best performers in this coming bull run. That's just my opinion, but I want to hear what you guys think. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video if you like the content I'm providing. I always love hearing your comments. See you in the next one, guys.